first class. I'm so excited to be here and to teach with you. So here's my setup. I like to have padding and coziness because that is something that brings my heart luxury and makes me feel safe and cozy. I just grabbed a pillow from my bed. I do have a regular yoga bolster. You don't need one. You could have a couple extra pillows. I have a block, a yoga block, a strap, which you can use anything. I think I said you can use like a strap or a dog leash, works great. And I have a blanket, and I have my daughter's eye pillow. So if you have some of those props, feel free to grab some. I have my heater on, I got socks on, I like to be warm. So adjust your setting so that you have enough props to be cozy and that the temperature will be comfortable for you. All right. And then we'll get started lying down on our backs. Feel free to grab your blanket or bolster. Put it under your knees. You can also put a blanket over you. And we'll just find a comfortable position. You can also cover your eyes if you'd like. We're going to settle into our space here. Take another moment to just make any last minute adjustments so that you can really cozy up in this. I like to call this the nest. Cozy up in your nest. And we'll begin to do some gentle breathing. So take an inhale through the nose and then a long exhale from the mouth. Inhale from the nose and an exhale from the mouth, maybe with a sigh. And do that one more time. Now we'll inhale for a count of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold the breath for just a moment and exhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause. Exhale 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale for the count of 4 with a slight pause at the top and then a little bit longer of an exhale. So about a count of 5 or 6. Now just have you do 3 more rounds on your own. When we can extend the exhale a tad longer than the inhale, this is a great tool for turning on our parasympathetic nervous system, that more rest and digest place. With each exhale, can you start to really ground down into the sensations of your support? And if you've kind of drifted off and forgot what you were doing, you're inhaling for 4, pausing, and exhaling for the count to 5 or 6. Great. Finish the one that you're on. And then just move back into a natural, relaxed breath so that you're no longer applying any effort towards your breath. You're just letting it move through you naturally. And in this place, in the comfort of your nest, could you begin to shift from thinking and into feeling? Notice the places in the body that feel most at ease. And then also begin to feel the places within that might feel tight or cramped. Just witnessing. Feel the amazing power of our body and the breath, and how all you have to do is rest and the body works for you. Even if your body isn't working in the way that you wish it to, not forgetting the power that lies within. And then I'd like to prepare for a little bit of TRE work, trauma release work. So if you wouldn't mind grabbing your strap, I'm going to leave the blanket folded up because it feels good and it's not too bulky. So bend your knees and put your feet either on the blanket bolster or maybe just on the ground. Grab a hold of your strap and let's just do a little bit of hamstring stretching. So we'll loop the strap onto the left foot and take the left leg straight up. Now, I'm all about trying to apply as little effort as possible. So what we tend to do is move the hands toward our chest, bend the elbows, and kind of grip our leg up. What I'd like you to do instead is walk the hands up as high onto the strap as you can so the arms are straight, but the shoulders can soften. And then as little bit of gripping in the fingers. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, feel the weight of the head relax into the pillow. And if you want a deeper stretch, you can take the right leg out to straighten it. We're just going to deepen the breath a little bit, but keep the breath smooth so that there's no snags in it. Come into this place of healing so that you feel the breath, you feel the magic of the breath. And the breath can just give the signal of trust and patience to the body. Let go of any expression that's left on your face and any gripping around the jaw. All right, and then now let's release. Let's lay both legs straight for a moment. Rest the strap somewhere and just pause. Have a feeling moment to pause. Let's switch sides. So bend both knees again, feet on the blanket or the ground. Strap loops on the right foot.
Arms straight so that the shoulders can relax. As little amount of gripping in the fingers as needed. Take a big breath in. Exhale, relax the weight of the head into the pillow. And maybe straighten out your left leg if that extra stretch feels good for you. And then apply a little extra effort in your breath, but in a way that sends the signals to our nervous system that we're at ease and that we can rest and lean into peace and safety. Take 2 more deep breaths. Could you feel the back of the ribs spreading into the ground as you inhale? It's really powerful when you can take a moment to actually feel the breath rather than it being something that you just think about. Okay, release the strap, please. Let your legs straighten again. If your low back is feeling wonky, I highly recommend putting something under your knees, or you can also bend your knees so your feet are on the floor. I'd like you to take your less dominant hand, so for me that's the left side, and lift the head a little bit and put it right underneath the neck. So if I give you a visual, right underneath the neck where the pinkies will kind of touch the base of the skull, right around there. So slide your left hand underneath and then put your right hand right over your forehead. Try to relax your elbows and your hands as best you can. I know there's a little effort in holding your elbows up, but we won't be here long. And then begin to feel with the head, feel the pressure of your hands and apply or lighten the amount of pressure needed so that your head enjoys the touch. So play with where that is. And then in your mind, could you visualize your brain underneath your hands? The brainstem is where your hand is behind the neck, and the prefrontal cortex, the place where we're trying to operate from, is where our dominant hand is. Now take some breaths, visualizing your brain, softening your hands. And then could you set an intention for this class today that will nourish your brain? Is there any heart's desire you have that you'd like to turn into a statement for yourself that would nourish the brain? So for me today, I am kind of a little sick, and so rest is really important for me, and to eat healthy, because I would want to just eat a bunch of junk food when I'm sick, but that's not good for me. And then my brain will get all crazy if I eat crappy. So for me, my intention today would be to listen to my body. And even though the intention is to listen to my body, when I apply that action, it also nourishes my brain and my nervous system, because my body needs to trust me. My nervous system wants to trust me in order to heal. So I have to earn it. And I earn it by setting my intention, but more importantly, following through. So set your intention, state it in your own mind 3 times. And then once you're done, you can move your hands and just rest them on the floor for a moment. Take a full breath. Feel the company of your breath and the company of your intention. Okay, bend your knees. If your block isn't within grabbing distance, I'd like you to roll to your side, which I'll do. Sit up for a moment and grab your block. Also, I'm going to move the blanket out from underneath me for now, and I'm going to set it to the side. Lie down on your back. If you don't have a yoga block today, or the block doesn't feel good for you, then you can do this flat. It'll work just fine. But I'd like you to raise the hips, take the block the shorter height and slide it right underneath your sacrum. So the sacrum is a triangular bone right at below the low back and above the butt. That's where you'll probably feel most supported. Then bring your left knee in, clasp your hands around your left thigh, the knee, or you can even use a strap if it's too far of a reach. And then let the right leg straighten. And as you can see, only my right heel will touch the floor if I have the block under. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, hug your left knee in toward your chest. Relax shoulders. And then flex the right foot and push out through the right heel. So that action move of pushing out through the heel will start to unlock the top of the right thigh. And then apply some deep breath into the lower right belly and the upper right thigh. Use the breath to help expand any tightness in this muscle of the thigh. Okay, switch sides, please. You can put both feet down for a moment. Hug your right knee in. Straighten the left leg out. Today's the first day of spring. Just in case, who knows when I'll actually get this video out, but this is the day that I'm making it. I think it's March 20th today. All right, straighten out your left leg. Flex the left foot, hug the right knee in. And breathe down into your upper left thigh, lower belly. Put both feet down on the floor. Lift the hips and move the block out from underneath you. Once the hips are down, we're going to move the hips to the right side of our support or our mat. And then just let the knees fall over to the left for a moment. You can stretch the arms out into a little T shape. If you're feeling tight, you're welcome to grab your block and just slide it underneath your knees for a little extra support. I like to let the head fall in the same direction as the knees instead of the opposite direction, but you can play with that for yourself. Take a deep inhale through the right ribs. And then we'll bring the knees up. Shift the hips over to the left side. Let the knees fall to the right. Feel free to put them on top of your block. And then let's take a couple deep breaths into the left rib cage. Breathing in a way that really creates space in the body, more space so that our intention has room to move inside of us. And then let's put the feet down, bring the hips up. I'm going to put the block to the side. We'll prepare for TRE. For TRE, you might want to have the blanket over you. Sometimes people like to put it over their legs or their whole body. I'm going to leave mine just above my legs so that for those of you who might be new to TRE, you can actually see what my legs are doing. If you might need to watch for a little while. Okay. But for now, you can lie down. Make sure that your blanket's cozy and that your pillow in your head is supported. All right, so our prep poses for TRE is to bring the soles of the feet together and open the knees up. If this is too much for a stretch for you, I recommend propping some pillows or blankets under your thighs. All right, we're not here that long. But before we do anything else, either put your hands back around your head and your neck, or just imagine your hands there so that you're bringing your awareness to your brain. And then just remind yourself of your intention and how your brain matters and deserves your intention. All right. Now keep the diamond shape in the legs and push the pinky toe sides of the feet down and raise the hips. So you can see I've lifted my hips from the ground. Now, I don't recommend you raise them too high, just high enough where a hand can slide right below the back and the ground. So I'm even up a little too high. I could come down a little bit. Right? Now, I've been doing TRE a long time, so my legs are going to shake right off the bat. You might not. I don't want you to compare your movement to my movement. We only use my body as a reference for what the shape of what we're doing should look like. All right. So we do hold this for about another 30 seconds or so, but you don't have to hold that long. This is the pose that kind of gets our engine started in our therapeutic shaking, but you can rest if you need to rest. And just be curious about what you feel. We've got about 10 more seconds. All right, then put the hips down on the floor and let the knees open all the way. Take a full inhale through the nose and then a longer exhale through the mouth. Do that again. Now we keep the hips on the floor, okay? No raising hips, leave them down. Bring the knees only 2 inches closer together. That's it, just 2 inches from the ground, 2 inches closer, all right? My feet are still together. I'm still in a diamond shape. And we're just gonna hold it. We hold it for 2 minutes. I'm going to stay on the ground for this first session just to keep giving you a reference. Now, can you recognize in your body where you want to grip, what parts of your body want to help, and maybe invite them to let go? Your legs are working, you're aware of it, and you might be feeling sensation and you might not. Let's just stay steady. At any time, if you need a break, all you have to do is straighten out the legs. If your legs get tired or the shaking starts to feel a little uncomfortable or unsafe, just straighten the legs and then join again when you're ready, okay? And then from this place, we'll take our knees 2 inches closer together. Every time we bring the knees a little closer together, we will probably have some more movement. Now, again, I need to say over and over again, don't compare your shaking to mine. I've always been a big shaker from the very beginning, and I would say that I've taught many of these classes. I would say that only 30 to 25% of people are actually big shakers like me. Most people have smaller movement, and so it's really just different for everyone. It also depends on what muscles your body is choosing to release. And if you think about a dog in a thunderstorm, when they get scared or during the 4th of July, they often will just like freeze and shake, right? They just start to shake. And sometimes we can be like, poor dog, but the truth is that's exactly what is supposed to be happening. So they don't store that in their nervous system. Animals know how to respond to their trauma and high amounts of adrenaline in the moment so that they can move on. As humans, we just swallow it and then we move forward and swallow more, and then we end up developing all these issues. So this is a great opportunity to give yourself a safe place to do what the body normally would do naturally in, stressful times. So let's go 2 inches closer together. Make sure you're using your breath and that you're connecting to your intention. It's also important that you stay present so that you are aware of your body and the surroundings that you're in, like the room you're in. You don't really want to get dreamy and drift off in this work. I really want you to explore being present. And then for this last piece, we're going to put our feet flat on the floor, but we're going to have them together. So feet are on the earth, but the big toes and the heels are touching. Then we'll take the knees just a couple inches further than the feet. We'll do about 2 more minutes and we'll take a break. Sometimes in this work, people can get emotional, but oftentimes that I teach this work, most people are just neutral. They don't know what they're shaking out. And that's okay. We don't have to always dig up old wounds in order for us to release. In fact, our bodies do well when we can release trauma and not have to be attached to the story, right? So whether you get emotional or whether you're just calm, it's all welcome. It's all a part of your personal process for today. Each time will be different. All right, let's put the brakes on. So straighten out the legs. Take a full deep inhale through the nose, long exhale through the mouth. And take a feeling moment. Quiet feeling moment. We'll do one more round of shaking. When you're ready, Bring the soles of the feet together. Make your diamond shape again. Push into the pinky toe sides of the feet. Raise the hips. We won't hold as long this time. Remember, it's not a high lift. Relax the fingers and the neck. Breathe. Then bring the hips down, relax the knees open, and take a full breath. And instead, for the second round, instead of bringing our knees closer together in little increments, I'm going to have you explore on your own. Just start to bring the knees closer and closer together. Hips stay on the floor. Closer and closer together until your legs begin to shake in a place that's comfortable for you. So with the hips on the ground, we just bring the knees closer and closer in until we start to feel a process that you can hang out in for a little bit. Stay present. Stay curious. A reminder that all you have to do is straighten the legs at any time that you want to take a break. If you do straighten the legs, you can stay there the whole time. You don't have to start over. Or when you're ready, you can just bring the soles of the feet together again. Bring the knees in. Generally, the closer the knees, the more movement. And let me just repeat that more movement is not better, right? The more movement is not better. It's just if you aren't finding movement yet, you might try bringing the knees a little closer in. I'm going to go for about 2 more minutes. You can also put your feet flat like we did the first round. Remember, we put our feet flat, we had our feet together, and we had our knees a little bit wider. You can also explore feet hip width. Some people, including myself, still shake with the feet hip width. Sometimes it stops. So if it stops, you might just go back into the diamond shape. It can be nice if your body will shake with the feet hip width because your legs don't strain as much and you can relax a little bit more. But if it doesn't happen today, it will probably happen soon. The more you do this work, the easier it is for the body to shake. It starts to build relationship and trust to the work. It takes a little time. One more minute left. Remind yourself of your intention over and over again so that you can use it as your anchor.
All right, before we straighten the legs, let's have everyone bring the feet to hip width and flat, just for about 30 seconds.
Now we're going to straighten out the legs all the way. And this is an important move to make the shaking stop. You want to straighten the legs, flex the feet, and tighten the legs a lot. Tighten your butt and your hips. Take a deep breath in as you're tightening, and then let it all relax as you exhale. And we're just going to have a pause. See if you can feel any interesting sensations underneath the skin. All right. Bring your knees into your chest and then just rock the knees side to side for a moment. Give the low back a little massage. Roll on over to your side. And let's come up to hands and knees. I want to do a little bit of cat-cow just to have some movement in the spine, and then we'll go into a short non-sleep deep rest practice. So just come on to hands and knees. Hands under shoulders, the knees are under the hips. And take a deep breath in. And exhale, round the spine, just tuck the chin in. Drop the belly toward the earth. Inhale, look forward. Lower the shoulders down from the ears. Exhale and curl. Again, belly button drops down. Inhale, open the chest, look forward without cranking the neck. Exhale, curl the spine. We'll do 2 more. All right. I'd like you to prepare now for a short non-sleep deep rest, or kind of like an extra long shavasana, but guided. So grab as much support as you need to. When I lie down, I'm a side lier. I like to be on my side. You can take your phone or computer with you and go to your bed if you want, but just take like 2 minutes to get comfortable. All right. I'm going to turn my screen off for the non-sleep deep rest portion, so I can crawl a little closer to my microphone without looking weird on the screen. So take another minute or so to make any adjustments to get more comfortable. And you might want to put your eye pillow on now. And then let's begin to settle into a comfortable
place. Begin to shut down the eyes so you can close down the windows of the day so far. Begin to lean into a little healing darkness beneath the eyelids. And as you're lying here, I want you to remind yourself of your intention for your brain. And let all internal gripping go now. So no more efforts in the body. You can give in to the magnetic pull of gravity and even allow the breath to be effortless. Notice how there's just this sweet, natural rise and fall of the belly without your help. Also be aware that as you rest here, it's also a really great integration time for the shaking process. Our nervous systems can get looped in a pattern that might not serve us after time, and teaching your body to work, but then to rest after is already a great path to start on to give our nervous system our trust. If we keep acting in old ways and behaviors, then our nervous system just stays on high alert. Our brain stays on high alert, and then we don't quite make that switch. So by resting, you're starting to earn the trust of your nervous system. So even if you have the urge to just look at your phone for a moment or attend to something and then come back here, if you can, just stay. Lean into rest. You so deserve it. So now we will begin to rotate our awareness through different parts of our body. Let's start by bringing our awareness to the inside of the mouth. Feel inside both cheeks, the roof of the mouth, the space between the lips, the flow of air in the nostrils, the forehead, both eyes, and both eyes resting toward the eye sockets. All the muscles behind the eyes are included in our nervous system. Let's soften behind the eyes. Notice both ears, and both ears listening to any sounds. Could you sense the air moving inside the throat, the heart, left shoulder, left elbow, wrist, the whole left hand, fingertips, the heart, right shoulder, elbow, wrist, all 5 fingers, and the fingertips. Could you sense both hands and both arms heavy, releasing down into the earth? Sense the trunk of your body, the low belly, the low back, left hip, knee, ankle, top of the left foot, the sole of the left foot, the entire weight of your foot leaning into gravity. The right hip, knee, ankle, top of the right foot, sole of the right foot, all 5 toes, and the whole weight of the right foot leaning into gravity. Feel both feet and both legs heavy, melting down toward the earth. Could you sense the entire weight of the body being held by all your cozy support of your nest? Being held by all the cozy support within your nest. Just allow yourself to be. There's nowhere else you gotta go or nothing to attend to. Could you rest and sink deeper into the quiet places, into the silence? Sinking deeper and deeper. And could you sense the natural flow of energy that moves through all of your body as you rest? And in this deep place of rest, could you bring your intention for your brain forward one last time?
Imagine that your brain could hear your intention and could welcome your intention. And I'm so grateful that you popped into this recording today. My goal for you is to do this class daily until the next video comes out. But stay here lying down for as long as you'd like. Namaste.